My name is Jonah Francis with Pansy Home Care, and today we're talking about how to care for someone you love with memory loss when you have a family of your own. Let's dive in. Someone you love has been diagnosed with dementia, and you're the primary person in their corner. But you have a spouse, a kid, or two, a dog, or two. Basically, what I'm saying is you have a family of your own, a lot of questions, and not enough time or answers, and all you need to know is what to do and when. If this sounds like you, then you're probably also asking, where do I start? Well, the answer lies with the diagnosis itself. See, not all forms of memory loss is Alzheimer's or dementia, and since your loved one has been diagnosed, it's important to find out what kind of dementia it is. The diagnosis will dictate how you respond when your loved one is having a dementia moment, and also how you plan for the future. Dementia is one of those unique diagnoses where you have to consider the past and the present simultaneously, as if that's not hard enough. Because depending on how you respond when they're having that dementia moment will dictate how they respond to you. For instance, a common situation that comes up all the time actually is my loved one does not remember who I am. They keep calling me by someone else's name. And I know it's frustrating, especially when you love someone. You want them to know your name. You want them to know who you are because it's validation for yourself. But you really only have two options here. You can, one, correct them, let them know who you are and possibly intrude on their sense of safety, what's real to them in that moment, and continue explaining yourself, hoping that they'll understand. Just for them to arrive right back at the beginning, not remembering who you are all over again. Or option two, you can go with the flow. Allow them to have that moment. As long as they're not a danger to themselves, you, or anyone else, live in their reality. Embrace the moment. I'm not going to pretend like caring for someone with memory loss is easy. It's a journey. But to maintain the quality of life that you choose for yourself, the person you're caring for, and your family, you need to do these 5 things. Are you ready? This is why you're here. This is what you've been waiting for. In order to care for someone with memory loss or dementia, and you have a family of your own, you need to do these 5 things. Let's dive in. Number 1. When caring for someone with memory loss and you have a family of your own, the first thing you need to do is establish a care team. And that starts with you determining just how much you can contribute. First, you need to figure out, can I really do this? Do you have the time to provide the care that's really needed? Can I handle my loved one's condition? And then next, you need to set your limitations. Consider how caring for someone else will impact your daily life and routine. Remember, not setting limitations is a fast track to guilt and burnout. So set your limit and don't exceed your capacity to give. It's okay to say no and probably safer for the person you're caring for. Instead of taking on excess responsibilities that you might not be ready to handle, find the next best option and start preparing now. And lastly, when establishing this care team, consider what's best for the person receiving care. This also takes into consideration their other diagnoses, financial status, and their own plans for themselves and their future. It's important to involve your loved one as much as you can and as early as possible so you can incorporate what they want and what they need. To find out what a care team looks like for someone living with memory loss, download our free PDF so you can start to establish this care team right now. Number 2, when providing care for someone with memory loss and you have a family of your own, create a care plan that reflects their needs. Not only should this care plan incorporate their memory loss, you should also consider the following. Consider your loved one's routines. Consistency with memory loss is vital. It provides comfort and control over what is already a hectic life. Next, ask yourself, is the care plan age appropriate and factors in their abilities while considering their limitations? This means it should include both their cognitive and physical abilities as well as their need for exercise and, of course, rest. And the care plan should also consider their need for socialization. According to the CDC, isolation is associated with about a 50% increase in their risk of dementia. Make sure your care plan reflects meals, medication schedules, and the need for housework. And finally, your care plan should ensure the house is safety proof. 6 out of 10 individuals living with dementia will wander. So, making some adjustments to the home will improve the overall safety and quality of life for the person living with dementia, the person you're caring for. If you don't know where to start with this care plan, download our free care plan builder by clicking on the link below. Third, when caring for someone living with memory loss and you have a family of your own, it's important to track and reevaluate. Once you've developed this care plan, you have to do these things regularly. Dementia moments will be challenging for you and the person you're caring for, so it should be tracked. It's important to know just how they're going to react to things and situations. Dementia is a moving target, and without tracking, you will not know how to effectively help the person you're caring for. And next, the reevaluation is key because you want to make sure you're addressing their current needs and not something from 6 months ago or even last year. Reevaluation should include every aspect of that care plan. And if you're not sure what tracking for someone with memory loss looks like, download this free PDF for that and much more. And the final 2 things that you should be looking forward to when caring for someone with memory loss is continued educations as well as knowing your other options. Let's dive into continued educations. Memory loss is a journey, and we must continue to meet our loved ones where they're at in that moment, and the steps above allowed us to do just that. Do you know Dr. Alzheimer's, a German psychiatrist and neuropathologist? He was the first one to see plaques and tangles in the brain of his patient, Augusta Dieter, who was the first person officially diagnosed with Alzheimer's. While knowing something like this is interesting, educating yourself around the disease and techniques to help your person will bode well for both you and them. No one, and I do mean no one, is born knowing how to help someone living with dementia or memory loss. So continued training and education is critical. This includes things like effective communication and working with challenging behaviors. Which brings us to the final step in caring for someone living with memory loss when you have a family of your own, knowing your options. Some things you might want to learn more about includes independent living communities, assisted living communities, and nursing homes. It's important to know the difference between the 3 and when each of them might be needed. Some other options include resources like home care assistance, respite care, utilizing support groups, and free trainings offered through the Alzheimer's Association, and much more. I hope these tips can help you in your journey when it comes to caring for your loved one with memory loss, when you have a family of your own. I'm Jonah Francis with Pansy Home Care, reminding you that you deserve better. Let's do it together. Peace.